How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Help for the Guildless and another Twitter vlog. My name is Matt. I am the voice of Antoine, and we're going to be talking about something really interesting today. But before I do that, you may notice I have this microphone situation here. You can see it. I got a pop filter. I have a brand new camera. It's got a better picture, so you can see me better. I don't know why you would want to, but it's there. But we are back in business. Our peak season at work is over, so you will be able to continually keep up with the vlogs and the new Reddit stories and things like that. And streaming is going to be back. We just had our first MSNBC of the new year. Last Vox is going to be this Sunday, and we're going to be doing some new readings and finishing off one of the stories that we started before the break, or before my break with Peak. So lots of stuff going on, and if you want to keep updated on that, it's best to follow me on Twitter. Now, some of you followed the Antoine the Great account. Unfortunately, Twitter has decided to shut that account down because of a joke. And as far as I know, the appeal that I put through is not going to succeed, so we have to go with my secondary account, which is this channel's account, which is HGuildless. So that's at HGuildless, HGuildless. So at HGuildless, and you can follow me there, where you can get updates on Cyberdemon Gaming. You can get updated on when we're going to be streaming for MSNBC in the last Vox, whenever I upload a video. So there's that. So I had a lot of good things following that one bad thing. So it's been a weird holiday season, is what I can say. I'm going to try and rebuild the following there. If you really want to help the channel out, you really want to spread things around, go ahead and follow the HGuildless account, and we can get things started again. I would love to try and reach 200 followers. Well, by the end of the month. I'm about 60-something away, so hopefully that will change. Now, what we're talking about today is, well, again, from the Twitter list, which is right there. It's number 4, polyamory. There are probably some of you going, what the hell is polyamory? Now, if you're one of those people that's saying, what the hell is polyamory? You've kind of been living under a rock for the last couple of years, because polyamory has become a pretty big thing. But I'm going to give you a definition from Wikipedia so you guys know what it is. Polyamory, from Greek many and Latin love, is the practice of or desire for intimate relationships with more than one partner, with the informed consent of all partners involved. It has been described as consensual, ethical, and responsible non-monogamy. So, basically, if you want to break it down, it's someone who has many partners. Open relationships is, I guess, what you could call it. And, well, unfortunately for me, I've had a bad experience with open relationships. We're not going to get too deep into that one today. It's just an opinion on what I think about the multi-partner system known as polyamory. And I'm going to start off by saying I think it's a bad idea. And you could say my past experience has clouded my judgment on that. That's fine. But it is still a bad idea. And that's because there are not a lot of people out there that can deal with someone else who is not giving their full emotion and full attention to one person. There are people out there who will tell you, the human race was not meant for monogamy. There are so many animal species on the world, or on the planet, that don't practice monogamy, where humans are one of the few. And you could counter that by saying, well, yeah, of course. Because when we were starting to evolve into the very first humans, having a singular female that you could come home and procreate with and provide for, and they could care for the young, was actually a good idea. It was stability. And that's what polyamory kind of lacks, in my personal opinion. because you don't have stability like you would in a monogamous relationship. You have one person to rely on. You have one person to have your emotions be put into. You have one person to put your time into. One person that you can tell your deep, darkest secrets to. And a lot of people, that's fine. Now, polyamory is also one of those things that people like to say, I'm in a polyamorous relationship, with the other person not knowing that they are. That's bad. Now, I don't have a problem if you want to be polyamorous. I don't have a problem if you want to have an open relationship. Just make sure that your partner knows. Because if they don't know, it's just cheating. And unfortunately for polyamory, that does have some concept to it. Having multiple partners. And with polyamory, what can happen is if you start off in a monogamous relationship and you switch to polyamory, the partner that you decided to go into an open relationship with, if it wasn't their idea, has the possibility of feeling like something isn't complete in them. And that, again, is psychological, and it does have some merit in the relationship itself falling apart. Now, as for the people who practice polyamory, most of the time they set some very hard ground rules. And those ground rules are supposed to be followed. And when I say supposed to be, I mean followed to the T, followed to the letter. And a lot of the times that doesn't happen. Some of the ground rules that I've talked to people about is having a person in the room with you when your partner is doing whatever, or knowing where they are, or knowing who they're with, living together. And that's just the dating aspect of it. The actual relationship part of it, that encompasses a hell of a lot more of agreements. And we've seen more polyamorous relationships come out in the mainstream media recently. There was one where one woman was living with 5 different guys, and she was pregnant by one of them, and it was put around by the Mirror and put around by Vox and things like that as praising them. Look, they're the new relationship. 1 mother, 5 fathers. It's going to be great. And then come to find out, less than a year later, after the baby was born, and it was about 4 to 6 months old, one of the non-biological dads put the baby in a hospital by beating it. Now, that's just one example. And that one example is a bad example. That's a horrible example of a polyamorous relationship. There are polyamorous relationships out there that are loving, that are caring, and that they don't fall apart like that. The problem is finding it. You're not always going to find that person that they may say that they're okay with a polyamorous relationship, but they're really not, because they really want all of your attention. And you not giving it to them, they get jealous. And a lot of that can happen. So, that's why you're supposed to let your partner know ahead of time. If you're going to get involved with them, if you're going to get in a relationship with them, you need to let them know that you're going to date other people as well. And let them know that they're welcome to do it. And again, we come to a problem. There are some people who are okay with them going out and dating other people, banging other people, having orgies, whatever you want to do, but their partner, they don't like it. That's not fair, right? That's a double standard. It's not okay for you to go out and do it if your partner can't go out and do it. Then there are the polyamorous relationships that start as an open relationship and one of them doesn't go out. They're happy with knowing that their partner is happy. And then they slowly become unhappy. And then they become resentful. And that relationship ends. It's called an open relationship for a reason. because you're open to date other people. You're open to have sex with other people. But it also opens up a lot for that person. It opens a lot of dishonesty. It opens a lot of questions. It opens a lot of mistrust. It opens a lot of insecurities that someone in that relationship may not have known that they had. So I'm not saying polyamory is bad. I'm not saying open relationships are bad. I know that there is technically a distinction between the two. What I am saying is that if you're going to be in an open relationship, if you're going to be polyamorous, you need to communicate. You have to communicate. You have to be open about it. You can't be shy. And you have to be honest and upfront. Because if you lie, it's only going to make things worse. Now, we could take the example of someone opening up a relationship and the person that suggested it got jealous because their partner, who they didn't think was going to do anything, actually had someone who wanted their attention. And they got it. That's the problem. The people who want an open relationship in that type of instance, where they're upset that their partner got someone first, they wanted to open the relationship for themselves, not thinking that their partner was going to have anything. These are not healthy relationships. And I'm not saying that you can't have a healthy polyamorous relationship, as long as you're open and honest about it. You talk about it. You make sure that your partner knows that they're not the only one. Now, as far as being in an actual relationship, again, that's a whole different kettle of fish. And there are so many things that go with that. Living arrangements, sleeping arrangements. Take a relationship that you have now and add another person to it. Responsibilities get shared between multiple people, which means you have more people that you have to trust. More people that you have to rely on. Well, if you picked the wrong person, it's just going to make it bad. So if you're going to do this, be very, very picky. You have to be very sure about who it is that you're going to get involved with. And it's not something that you should take lightly. As a matter of fact, it's something that you should think about for a while before you decide to do it. Even longer if you're already in a monogamous relationship. Because realize that if you bring this to your partner, they may not be okay with it. And once it's out there that you're looking to be involved with other people, you can't take it back. They're going to automatically start looking at the other people that you know and wondering what they have, or that those other people have that they don't. And how they can make you happy without understanding that you want to be in a polyamorous relationship. So, I've talked about communication in relationships before. How important it is to communicate. Not be afraid. This is someone that you care about. This is someone that you love. This is someone that you trust. And if you are in a monogamous long-term relationship, this is someone that you basically die every night with when you fall asleep. Your consciousness is shut off and you trust them not to destroy you in your sleep. You need to have that same trust for the other people in the relationship. That's a lot harder to do. That's a lot harder to to wrap your head around. So when you decide you want to start doing something like this, definitely take more than 30 seconds, take more than a day, take more than a week to really weigh what's going on. Are you just not happy with your partner, and that's why you're looking for other people? Are you just not happy with the living situation? Maybe the bills are too much, and you think bringing in someone else may open up some fun, as well as alleviate the stress of financial burdens? If that's the case, just find a roommate. Don't bring in someone else into the relationship. Or is it truly that you can't be happy with one person? You have more love to give, more emotions to give, than you could possibly waste on one person. You need 2, 3, 4, whatever. If that's the case, again, I have to stress this. Make sure your partner, if you're with them already, is 100% okay with it. And if they're not, if they are only 75% okay, if they are only 90% okay, and you really want to go through with this, doesn't matter how long you've been with them. Doesn't matter if you're married. Doesn't matter if you've only been dating a week. You need to break that relationship off. Because if you don't, and you go ahead with that polyamorous relationship while they're in the dark, or they're only slightly okay with it, you're going to ruin that relationship. I guess my final thoughts on polyamory, it takes a specific type of person. Not everybody is able to do it. It can be fun, as long as it's not serious. And in the end, it's up to you. It's up to you to decide how you want your relationship to go. Me personally, I'm not into it. I'm the type of person who I can't bring myself to do certain things in a relationship unless I care about them. And in doing that, splitting my emotions between multiple people is really hard. You end up feeling, at least I ended up feeling like I was putting more time and effort into one rather than the other. So it's not something for everybody. And it may not be for you. And that's okay. Or it may be for you. And that's okay too. So if you're not wanting to buckle down with one person, have fun. Just communicate. Let people know. Because what'll happen is you'll end up protecting yourself as well as the feelings of the other person. And I am hoping that someone who watches this channel isn't that much of an asshole isn't that much of an asshole to directly go out there and try and hurt somebody. But that's all I got to say about polyamory. And we have another one of the Twitter list in the bag. You can put a check mark on that one. And I guess next time we're going to be talking about something a little bit more interesting. Cam girls. Oh boy. Well, if you guys like what I do here, you like these vlogs, you like the Reddit readings, you like the streams, go ahead and hit like, share this around, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe and you want to know when the next vlog is there, hit that little notification bell and you'll be notified, hopefully, when I do all that stuff. But, with all that being said, my name is Matt. This has been Help for the Guildless. And I hope to see you guys next time. Have a good evening.